6 lies about muscle growth. We've each been given advice from well-meaning lifters that we later found out to be untrue. This article explores false muscle-building beliefs that continue to be passed around. When you've been around lifting as long as I have, you tend to see the same muscle-building myths passed around over and over again. While times change and lifting trends come and go, the following bodybuilding lies never seem to die. In this article, I will do my best to put them to rest, but I'm certain that 10 years down the road, they will still be going strong. Lie number 1. You don't need to get strong to get big. Lifters don't need to use strength-centric training programs or to try and set new 1-rep maxes each time they hit the gym. They do need to get a lot stronger than they are now. There are no weak top-level bodybuilders. These guys are all very strong even though they may not think so. Progressive overload drives gains, regardless of the training protocol you use. You can't simply train for a pump or use rest-paused sets without eventually adding weight to the bar in some form or fashion. The body will adapt to the demands of any approach very quickly, and will have no reason to grow unless more resistance is added over time. I've trained with some of the best natural bodybuilders in the business over the years, and to a man, they all have rock-solid strength levels. This tells us that if we want to get big, really big, we're going to have to put some weight on the bar sooner or later. Lie number 2. You can get as big as a pro bodybuilder without steroids. It just takes time. This is complete and utter nonsense. I don't care how much you believe and how hard you work, it ain't happening. If you think I'm limiting you, then it's time to attend a drug-tested natural bodybuilder contest. These natural pro competitors have been training for 5, 10, 15, and 20 years plus. They train harder than most of us will ever train, yet remain light years behind the size of IFBB pros. In fact, most pros I know of average height are lucky to reach 180 pounds ripped. The majority of pro natural bodybuilders I've met compete between 170 to 179 pounds. The best of the best manage to creep towards 185 to 190 pounds, or a hair over, but anything beyond that is natural fantasy land, unless you're 6 foot tall and one of the best in the world. Natural physiology prevents the accumulation of insane amounts of muscle tissue. The body is not built to expand to infinity, like some oversized balloon. Lie number 3. You need to live in the gym to make progress. Want to know what I think? If you can't get it done in 60 minutes of training, you have no business working out longer than that. What's the point? If your gym efforts suck and leave you wanting to train more, maybe it's time to focus on quality before quantity. Are you maximizing every set? If not, you need to be. What's the point of performing a set if you're not trying to turn it into a productive muscle-building effort? Make every set count, and run with a consistent and tight rest between sets. Do your work, stay focused, and you likely won't need more than an hour of lifting, 75 minutes tops per training day. Lie number 4. You need to bulk like a pig. Unless you are underweight, the most amount of muscle mass you can expect to put on during your first year of training naturally is about 16 pounds, give or take. This number decreases by about half each subsequent year of training. I can't tell you how many times I've seen guys start a bulk, gain 30 to 40 pounds in 6 months, and then complain that bulking only makes them fat. Then they immediately jump back to a cut. This cycle of futility is often repeated several times. Insanely aggressive bulks are foolish and unnecessary. They only lead to rapid fat accumulation. You should be bulking in accordance with your gain expectations. If you want to add 15 pounds of muscle during your first year of training, aim for about a 22 to 25 pound total body weight increase during this time frame. Lie number 5. To get big, you need to follow the current programs of the pros. This makes no sense. How a bodybuilder trains now has nothing to do with how they trained during their early years. Current programs are usually structured to target specific weaknesses, bring up lagging body parts, and push a body that is reluctant to grow into gaining even more size. The top pros evolved their own system of training over the years to, wait for it, fit their own needs. If a program is based around a bodybuilder's current needs, it is safe to say that it's not designed to maximize your current needs. If you really want to know how to train at the beginner and intermediate stages of lifting, find out how these guys train during their first several years in the gym. Believe it or not, even Arnold utilized a full body workout to build his face, and not the Arnold volume program that everyone's so fond of talking about. Lie number 6. You must use a body part split to grow. The idea that full body workouts use upper and lower splits are somehow inferior because they're not currently in vogue is a travesty. Yes, naturals grow on splits. My point wasn't to imply they didn't. But just because splits work and can work well doesn't mean that full body workouts should be dismissed. This is simply abhorrent logic.